Facebook on my phone. I'm operating off of an iPad, a Z Fold, and I have another class. A lot of y'all contributed to this class. I don't make people support, but it's always nice when you support, because when you support, that means that I can take time out of my schedule to put classes like this together where we can collectively pay for the class, and it's not costing each person $19.99, where it's only costing you $2, but you got a group of people who all contributed $2, so that means that the class was able to make money and we was able to go forward. 1 second, y'all. Let me text this person and let them know that I'm in the middle of teaching right quick. We're going to be talking about pay pigs, okay? And financial domination. If you have not heard of a pay pig, I'm going to break this down for you. The reason I decided to do this class is because now, as a single woman, I have to look at other financial streams of income. And we talk about that because a lot of times with separation and divorce, that means that income leaves the household and that income has to be replaced. I'm not the only person that's going through what I'm going through. So I feel like other women may be going through it, and this is just easy. This is just another form of passive income. Hold on. All right. Get y'all pencil and paper out. Get something to write with. Make sure you get something that you can take notes with. If some of y'all, y'all doing notes on your phones and all this kind of stuff these days. Hold on. Tanya, you say you're glitching. I'm in and out. Okay, anybody else feel like I'm in and out? I may have to change the angle of the camera. Anybody else feels like that I'm in and out before I get started? Nicole LaRue, am I in and out on your end? I see Tanya said that I'm in and out, that I'm glitching. Because I don't want to get in the middle of teaching the class and then you all say that you can't hear me or see me. Okay, you can hear me. You can hear me. Just got on and you're... Hey, Chantel Parker. Okay, just left and came back. Okay, everybody, great. We gonna get into this. Okay, so let me go back and do like a little quick intro. I decided to do this class. All right, I decided to do this class because once I announced that I was divorced, pay pigs started coming out the woodworks. People say, well, what is a pay pig? A pay pig is a person or submissive who gets off on sending you money, spending money on you, gifting you, and the only thing they get in return is the satisfaction from the moment. This is not a sexual exchange at all. Put that down. Financial domination is not a sexual exchange. That's the very first thing you need to know. If you don't know nothing else, just know when you're doing this here, you're not selling no pussy. All you're doing is selling a dream. That's what makes it so clever, if that would be the word that I would like to say. That's what would make it so clever. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure. I want to see you all as I'm going. Okay. All right. So basically, this is a fetish lifestyle, okay? And I just kind of feel like if I'm taking advantage of these opportunities now that I'm a single woman, it's a lot of other single women out there that can take advantage of these opportunities too. Because the same way my inbox is blowing up, I'm pretty sure your inbox blows up too. So the thing is, let me teach you how to make money off of your inbox, and you ain't got to do nothing but utilize your mind and your mouth. And when I'm saying utilizing your mind and your mouth, I'm talking about virtually speaking, because you can meet up and do ATM pickups and stuff like that. I don't recommend that though, because at that point now your submissive has contact with you, and I'm more interested in more of like the Cash App, PayPal way of being able to make money doing this. Want to make sure I got everything that I need. All right, write this term down. The person that is the submissive, we're gonna call him a pay pig. We're gonna call him or her, because let me get that out there, because you got women that do it too. We're gonna call him or her a fin sub, that's a financial sub. We're gonna call them a human ATM. I'm writing all this down. We're gonna call them a money slave. And the last term is cash piggy. A lot of us post pictures on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that, and we utilize hashtags, right? How do we find these people who want to spend money? When you posting up your little cute picture, because a lot of y'all like to put the pictures up and you have your butt face into the camera and all of this kind of stuff, and you put all of this other shit up there, but what you're not putting is the right type of hashtags to attract a certain type of person that is looking to get off on spending money on you. When you post up your picture, you want to start utilizing hashtags such as cash piggy, pay pig, fence up, human, ATM, money slave. Use those hashtags when you're posting your picture. And what's going to happen is people who are into this industry, into this lifestyle, into this fetish, they're going to see your pictures because you use those hashtags. Because all they do is click on them hashtags all day long, looking for a new person to spend money with. That's how they get off. They get off on spending money with you. Now, another thing is you have to go into this very confident, and you cannot be scared when you go into this. You cannot be afraid to dominate. You cannot be afraid to take control of the situation. If they talk back, you get on their ass. If they talk back, you let them know you will be blocked. They talk back, you fine them. You make them pay a fee. Okay? So, suppose you post your picture up. Hold on, let me see. Let me see what you're saying. I just want to be able to, your replies. Live chat. You say you're not single, but you're listening. Okay, you post your picture up, you put the hashtag up. Your pay pig contacts you via Instagram, via Facebook, whatever your contact information you got up there, right? When you introduce yourself to them, they don't just get to talk to you. They have to actually pay into it. They have to pay a fee. Meaning, when they contact you and they say, oh, you know, you're a goddess and you this and you're that, and you would say, I would love to get this conversation going with you, but I need you to pay a fee. I need you to pay a finder's fee. You could call it whatever you want to call it. I need you to pay a fee for you to introduce yourself to me. And that fee could be something as simple as enough for you to buy lunch with. Because it's not supposed to be anything just ridiculous. It's supposed to be something for them to invest enough for you to invest a couple of minutes of your time. And when you invest in a couple of minutes of your time, you're going to be finding out what they do. You're going to find out what type of tax bracket they in, so that you can understand if they can afford to even be talking to you. Okay? So when your pay pig contacts you, you need to go ahead and have that Cash App ready. You need to have, you know how your Cash App have the little thing that you take the picture of and it automatically send the paper. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll post mine up in the group so that you can see what I'm talking about. But you need to have that Cash App tag ready, and it needs to be where it's legible. It needs to be big enough. And if you got a Cash App that's all crazy, you might want to change the name of it to something that is a little more suitable for what you're doing. Because, you don't want Ray 236947. That's too much for anybody to be remembering. My Cash App handle is very simple. $PPG store. You can't forget it. It's very, very simple. Okay? So you want to make sure that you have a simple Cash App tag. All right? And at that point, you let your PayPig know, I would like for you to, whatever your amount is, buy me lunch today. Buy me dinner. Invest in what I got going on. I'm looking for contributors. We don't use terms as tricks. No, they're not tricks. They're contributors. Yeah, they're investors. Yeah, they're not tricks. We not doing what the people in the 90s and the 2000s. No, these are your contributors. These are your investors. These are the people who are pouring into what you got going on. And in order to get the conversation started, they're going to pay into the finder's fee. They're going to buy lunch. They're going to do whatever they got to do to be able to be in communication with you. Okay? Because what they got to understand is it costs to be over here. This is not for any type of sexual pleasure. This is not for anything other than you contributing to what I got going on. It costs to be over here. All right? I'm answering your questions as you go. I'm answering questions. Yes, ma'am. Time and conversation does cost. Thank you, ma'am, Ms. Robinson. I'm glad you feel like this is some good information. Okay. I'm going to be talking about the virtual world of PayPigs. Now, there is another side to it, to where you can actually go and meet your PayPig at the mall and go and pick out things that you want to have them to pay for it. That side is a little more dangerous. I feel like the virtual side of it allows you to be able to take advantage cross country, nationwide, with people who you will probably never even meet, but in a virtual space. Okay. Let's see. I just want to make sure that I'm capturing everything. If you have any questions, please send them. Have a question, please send them. I'm making sure I'm going through my notes. All right. Got everything I need to get off of that one. Okay. Some people are basically like, what does the other person get out of it? When a PayPig is looking for someone to spend money on, they already understand their role in this, okay? They understand that they are a money slave, in so many words. So the thing is, we're not gonna beat around the bush. We're not gonna beat around the bush as if they don't know who they are. It's okay to let them know, good morning, my little human ATM. Good morning, my little money slave. If they reach out and they contact you, you don't ever be afraid to ask them for something. Every time they contact you, this is an exchange, meaning they don't get to just talk to you and occupy your time because they see your light on online. No, they don't get to do that. Hold on. I got more questions coming in. You got it? You an ATM, cash pig, money slave? Mm-hmm. Yep. They completely understand who they are. We don't have to tell them who they are. They know what it is that they're doing, and guess what? They get off on spending money on you. I know it's hard for a lot of us to believe this because most of us grew up in extreme poverty. But for some people, they actually have it to spend. And most times these people that we are dealing with are socially awkward. So they're not the type of people that's going to walk up to you in a public space or say anything, but they will communicate with you virtually and they will pay you to communicate with you. Okay? Hold on. I keep going in and out. Yes, Human ATM, Chantel, Cash Pig, PayPig, FinSub, Human ATM, Money Slave, Cash Piggy with a Y, Piggy, Cash Piggy. That is another hashtag that you can use when you're trying to attract certain groups of people. These type of people are attracted to your strength. That means that you can't show weakness. They're attracted to strength. They're attracted to you being a boss. They're attracted to you being on your shit. They're attracted to you always looking good. And you let them know, in order for me to look the way I look, it costs money. So pop it off. Yeah, break it down like a fucking pound and send it. I'm not playing with you. In other words, I don't have a lot of time to spend playing with you because you're not the only one that's cycling into my pockets like the stock market. This is a whole nother world. And if you're not willing to dominate a situation, this is not going to be for you. If you're one of these people that everything is feelings and emotions and I'm going to feel bad and I'm going to hurt his feelings and I'm going to know you have to hurt his fucking feelings. That's what gets him going, when you hurt his feelings. So if you're going into this and you're looking at it as, oh no, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, this is not for you. This is not the class for you. But if you're one of those people who really don't give a fuck, this is the class for you. You right where you need to be. Yeah. And you don't cut no corners about it costs to be here. In the last week, I think I might have made like $2,000. And literally have not done anything but said, post up some boots. Oh, you like those boots? Yes, I like those boots. Send the money for the boots. What type of perfume? This is my favorite perfume. Send the money. Well, that person didn't send the money. They actually came to the store and brought the money. Yeah. Pop it off. Like, in other words, this has nothing to do with romance. When these people are entering your space, you're not romanticizing them. You're not trying to make them be your man. Let me just say this here. Cash pigs don't want to be your man. They don't. They don't want to be your man because guess what? Next week, there's going to be another person that's going to get their attention. So when you're dealing with these people, you got to get it while you can get it, while they show interest in you. You got to get it while you can get it. Because next week, they'll be showing interest in somebody else. And you can't feel any type of way about that. Because all of that comes with the territory. See, a lot of times as women, we've been taught to dominate but possess. Meaning, dominate but want to hold on to. Dominate and want to form an attachment to. No, we're not forming no attachments, because when you start forming attachments, that means your emotions start kicking in, and then you get the fucking feeling bad about what you're doing, and then you get to want to try to make him your man because he just got all this money to spend. No, 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 no. Leave the emotional shit out of this. If you bring the emotions into this, you're going to ruin the whole experience for them and yourself. Okay? Okay? Any questions? Go ahead and send your questions. There are a lot of young college students who are making on average of $1,500 a week doing this. Seriously. The money that's been coming to me, another thing is, a lot of these fin subs are married. Okay? And once they pay my finder's fee, of course I start asking them stuff about themselves. You know, what you do for a living. You have a family, you married or whatever. Because at this point I need to know how to handle you. I need to know what direction I need to go with you. Okay? And if my pay pig tells me that they are married, after they send me whatever it is that I ask them to send me, I make them send it to their wife. So whatever you sent me, I need you to send it to your wife. If you sent me flowers, I need you to send your wife flowers. If you sent me a cash app, I need proof that you sent your wife the cash app or you getting blocked. That's how I choose to handle the married ones. Because if you're going to do something for me, you're going to do something for her too. Why do you do that, Sharonda? Because it's bad enough you over here on this side already. But being that you over here on this side, I'm going to be a constant reminder that you got somebody over there on that side too. That's how I choose to handle my pigs. So if the wife ever look in the inbox and see that her husband has been communicating with Sharonda Parker and has been sending Sharonda Parker money, she's going to also see what Sharonda Parker made his ass send her some too. Because what I don't ever want is no problem with no bitches at all. See, at that point, your problem is him being over here. Your problem won't be with me. I'm over here working. This is a job for me. That's your real life over there. Last week, I think I had maybe 4 men that actually ended up sending their wives cash apps too. That's how I choose to handle my pigs. Okay? Questions, concerns, comments. This class is not designed to be a really long class. This class is designed to introduce you to it, to give you terminology, for you to be able to go and research certain things yourself. Once you get your first pay pig, let me know how the experience was. If you choose to want to meet with them in public to do I don't recommend it, but if you choose to want to meet with them in public, I recommend, make sure you know that they're lame. Make sure that you know that this ain't somebody that's gonna drag you off somewhere. Maybe somebody you might have went to school with years ago and they're fucking lame and you know they're lame and you know certain shit about them, so if some shit pop off, you know who or what you dealing with. I don't recommend you go meet up with no strangers and all that. But the thing is, if they offer to take you out, you pick the restaurant. You pick top of the line. You pick it. They have no control over nothing. They don't get to pick where they're gonna take you. They don't get to pick what it is that you ordered on the menu. They don't get to pick anything. The only thing they do is pay. That's it. When you walk into the store, they don't get to tell you to go over here and look on the clearance side. No, motherfucker, I'm over here where I want to be, where it's at full price, and that's what the fuck you gonna pay, because that's why we're here. Let's see. I'm making sure. All right, I don't see any other questions, concerns, comments. I'm looking. Again, with that being said, this is not something that you can be timid with. Certain people have more of a personality for it than others, okay? This is something that I could have always taken advantage of, but when pigs used to send me money, being that I was married, I would send the money back to, keep down on confusion in my household. Because pigs have always sent me money to my cash app. And because I wasn't working in the kink industry in this particular fetish, I would send the money back. Because at that point, if you sent me money, more than likely you were going to be looking for some type of exchange of communication. Being that I was married, I couldn't do that. But being that I'm no longer married, I can take advantage of all of these different financial perks. And another thing is, once you have communicated with your pig, you're not obligated to do anything. You're not obligated to spend time after that particular encounter with them and you talking to them and they contact you the next day with a good morning, beautiful. How you doing, love? Good morning, sunshine. It's a brand new motherfucking day. Pop it off. That money you sent, that was for yesterday. If you communicate with me today, this is a brand new day. That means that this shit starts all over again. They don't have to pay the finder's fee again, but they have to pay for your time at this point. Let's see. Miss Dabney, this is a financial domination class. Somebody's asking what kind of class is this? Yes, ma'am, Miss Parker, this is all business. This is no, we don't mix business and pleasure with this. Like I said, we not trying to make these people our man. They're not our man. They are pigs, okay? All right. Miss Lundy, it will be up at the top of the page in the announcements. Any questions, concerns, comments? Okay, somebody wanted to know if they are the pay pig, who are you? My pigs call me madam. If you saw when I was telling you all about coming into the kink community, My email address is this. My email address for this particular, what I'm doing right here, my email address is the Madam to You. I've been using the Madam to You for a while. My car is named Madam. I've been using the term Madam for a very long time. It's just that you all are being exposed to Madam at this point. But in the kink world, I've been using the term Madam or the title Madam. Another thing that they will call you is Fin Mommy. They can call you Goddess. They can call you Money Dom. They can call you Money Mistress. They can call you Cash Master. My subjects, my pigs, they call me Madam. If I showed you the one where the man was, I told him to send me $1,250. He said, yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. When he tried to negotiate, I got on his ass and I let him know that this is not, this is not a situation where you're negotiating. You came here as a fucking pig, so you already knew when you came here, you don't have a voice. So don't fucking negotiate with me because I will block you. And that is their fear. Their fear is you blocking them because at that point they don't have any form or no way to be in communication with you again. So the last thing they want to do is get blocked. Okay? So yes, these terms, Fin Dom, Fin Mommy, Goddess, Money Dom, Money Mistress, Cash Master, and then I use Madam. That's the one that I use. If they ever call you on Messenger, because I've had this to happen within the last week or so, where they send money but then they call on Messenger, do not answer. If they ever call you on Messenger, do not answer. Once that call ends and that Messenger phone call hangs up, you let them know, do not ever fucking call me. If you ever call me again, bitch, I will block you. Make them pay a fine for it. I don't care if it's $10, $20, $50. Fine them for calling you. You don't get to call me. It's a privilege to call me. It's a privilege to hear my voice and to talk to me. When they called the store, because some of them bold enough to call the store. And I had a customer in the store and I said, don't you ever fucking call the store again. I'm trying to, this is not for the weak. This is not going to be for everybody. Okay? I'm going in and out because I'm trying to answer your questions. Okay, Ashley, great question. Being that you are married, how can you get in on this monetarily? Yes, what you can do is you can go on IG because you're asking about feet pictures, because I have people that compliment my feet all the time because they see my feet in pictures. My toes are always done. Right now they all white, but normally I have French tips. But because one of my pigs was like, I think you would look good with all white, and I said, send me the money for all white. He sent the money for all white. I went and got my toe color changed. I went and got my polish color changed to all white. Sent them a picture of it. Easy money. Easy money. So yes, what you can do is you could go, matter of fact, one of the strippers that I used to work with, she's making more money doing feet pictures, holding blunts in between her toes, than she made stripping. So yes, you can create a foot page, but my recommendation is to do something creative with your feet. I don't care if you're dipping your toes in icing. I don't care if you're pictures of you painting your toenails. And like I said, the dancer, all of her pictures mostly have blunts in between her toes. And she makes really good money just doing her feet. Any other questions? All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Again, if you took part in this class and you felt like it was beneficial, but you didn't send your $2, please send your $2 to $PPG store so we can have more classes like this in the future. I got to get back to work. The store opens at 11. It was an awesome weekend. Let me just say this, and this is going to wrap it up. Divorce does not have to be ugly. It does not have to be sad. I don't know why so many people really want to see me upset and crying and sad. That is so strange to me that especially women want to see another woman hurting. That is so crazy to me. Why would you want to see another woman hurting? Why would you want to see another woman venting on the internet about something not working out? Why would you want to see that? And because you don't see that, you start making up stuff. I don't understand it. I've been in this industry since 2008. I've had a Facebook since 2010. From the very moment my Facebook started, my page has been about sexual health and wellness. Let me tell you something. My page back then in 2010 was way worse than it is right now. Because that was back when Facebook really used to let you be Facebook. I mean, Facebook used to let you put whatever the fuck you wanted to put, and it didn't have a lot of regulations back then. My page today is way more cleaned up than it was when I first started. Even my children, my oldest daughter Gabby was like, oh, that was the old Sharonda Parker. That was the raunchy, rowdy Sharonda Parker. This Sharonda Parker is a lot calmer than that Sharonda Parker. So for those of y'all that's like, oh, she wilding out and she doing this and she doing that. No, bitch, I'm fucking single. That means that I can get on here and I can do what the fuck I really want to do to be able to make my bag. Yeah, I can get on here and make my money without having to get a text message from my husband saying, take that shit down. I don't like that. Take that shit down. You know, because even with that, you know, you have to respect certain boundaries that your spouse have. So when I would say or do certain stuff and my husband didn't like it, I have to go in there and take it down. Now I don't have to do that. And my thing is, why wouldn't you think I'm going to work hard? Or why wouldn't you think you're going to see me working harder now when a whole income that left my household? Hell yeah, you're going to see me working harder. You're going to see me being more vocal. You're going to see me putting more content up in different extremes of content. Yes, you're going to see that because this is what the fuck work look like. Because there's a whole income that's no longer in my household. And I didn't request spousal support. And I didn't request child support either. Because I got this. Because I feel like when I get the requesting child support and spousal support, then even for me, that's a certain element of control over there. And I don't want that. I want to be able to get this money just how I'm getting this money. Let's see. Yeah. I don't understand. I am supposed to change. I'm single. I'm not married anymore. So that means I can move how I want to move. It's a difference. When you're a married woman, you're under a certain covering. And you operate in a certain aspect in your household. I don't have to operate in that aspect anymore. I'm single just like y'all out here. So the same way I'm out here getting the bag, I'm teaching you how to be able to get the bag too. Tanya, I don't do more than $25 for the finder's fee. Like if you contacted me, I'm gonna be like, go ahead and send me about. Well, honestly, the average that they were sending last week to buy me lunch was $30. I only had one person that sent $25. So I would say $25 would be the average. So you could even, I finesse. So I'd be like, send me some money to buy me some lunch. Most of them send $30, right? I don't necessarily outright be like, oh, send me a finder's fee. I'd be like, no, buy me some lunch today. Because I'm finessing. It's a little different. Okay. All right. I think this is about it. And you'll be amazed because you just imagine 5 people sending you $30 for lunch. You go and get your lunch wherever you want to get it. But shit, that's a motherfucking water bill right there. Or whatever it is you want to spend it on. Yeah, why are you teaching this? Because energy won't fucking go down, because gas won't go down, because every fucking thing going up, and these motherfuckers up in your inbox anyway. So you might as well make them pay. Yeah, it adds up. It sure does. All right, that's going to wrap it up because I need to be done by 11 o'clock. Let's see. Oh, another thing, I see a lot of y'all feeling some type of way about, y'all feeling some type of way about that spitting in the mouth and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole nother world on the kink side. That's all I can say. And those of you all who are interested in being a part of the kink community, make sure you send your email to themadamtoyou@gmail.com. And I will put you in contact with the proper people to get your application done. So when you're saying that you want to be a part of the Key community, you don't just get to come over because you say you want to come over. No, you're actually going to submit an application. You're going to answer some questions. You will be vetted because we have to make sure we know who we bringing into our space. Everybody don't get to come. So if your application get denied, it may be something that you said or whatever. We might have felt like you wasn't going to be a good fit for the community. Let's see. All right, I think that's it for me. You all have a wonderful day. If y'all have questions, send them to my inbox. I will post all of this terminology up in the group. And make sure you have a Cash App. Make sure you have a Cash App tag that is not all confusion. It needs to be a really simple Cash App tag. And I think that is about it. You know, and I operate on Cash App because, like I said, I got 2 daughters in college. So I operate on Cash App. When they send the pigs, send money to Cash App. A lot of times I'm forwarding money to my girls that's in college. Yeah. Like it's purpose that I'm moving the way that I'm moving. But the most important thing you need to understand is that this does not involve sex in any type of way. This has no sexual exchange at all. This is simply power control. That's all this is. No sexual exchange at all.